So at this stage, what I want to do is kind of transition to kind of share a couple customer stories. And the first client I want to bring on stage is Jennifer Griffith. She's the Director of Employee Communications at UPS. And please join me in welcoming Jennifer to the stage. Jennifer. How are you? So Jennifer, tell us about your role, your company. I think everyone's probably familiar with the company, but your involvement in the collaboration space.
Sure. So my role at UPS is in employee communications. So I'm responsible for our digital strategy and our publications to all of our employees worldwide. That includes our employee portal, which we call upsers.com, our IBM Connections installation, which we call UPSers Connect. We do a lot of communication via email and via social to our employees. We use Twitter, Instagram, and our company magazine that we distribute in their language to our employees quarterly. We've got over 440,000 employees at UPS.
Wow, 440,000 employees globally. Wow, that's huge.
A lot. But 80% of those are in the US, okay. 20% spread out across over 200 countries and territories around the world. About 70% of our workforce is non-wired, non-desk employees. They are out in the operations delivering over 18 million packages a day. We started with our collaboration journey a little over 2 years ago with IBM Connections in an effort to connect that geographically dispersed workforce, to give them information to access information anytime, anywhere, and to gather ideas for faster decision making.
Okay, that's great. So you started Connections 2 years ago. You know, anytime you adopt new technology in an organization, I think one of the two biggest challenges is often culture change and adoption, right? So how did you address both at UPS?
Sure. Well, even though we had the platform in place, we had the functionality, we didn't deploy it quickly. We took a very controlled and deliberate approach to our deployment. We started with one community based on our peak season, which is in December, our busiest time, and we asked for our operators to give us ideas on what worked, ideas for process improvements to better serve our customers for peak seasons to follow. We generated over about 1,800 comments from that very first community. 700 of those were deemed to have business value, and about 40 of them we deployed in time for the following peak season. So after that initial community and all the great ideas, people appreciated being asked for their ideas. We started a community for our top 150 leaders. So we put them in the platform to get them comfortable with Connections, to get them sharing some files, following one another, and to prepare for their annual conference that they have. And then, they subsequently recommended the platform to their teams. So about 6 months ago, we upgraded the platform and to 5.5, and we just ripped the Band-Aid off. Up until that point, yeah, we just gave everybody.
Like you just let everybody have full access and decide what communities to create versus a control.
Yes, to create public communities.
Okay.
So up until that point, they had to come through our group. We had centralized administrative control over sort of opening the communities, and there was some hesitancy. People were a little afraid of what our folks would post, and for the first couple years, it went smoothly. And so, like I said, we ripped that Band-Aid off, and since then we've grown to over 600 communities on the platform, both public and private, and it's been mostly organic growth, and we've had over 1 million visits to Connections.
Okay, wow, that is pretty amazing. So when you think about maybe some of the unexpected advantages from that collaboration experience, what did you find or discover in terms of the way way your employees interacted and way teams kind of use the platform?
Yeah, well, we know we were focused on the business outcomes, obviously, and gathering ideas and to help us make better decisions and to connect our experts across the world. But we really have seen an improved employee experience. We've seen our employees recognize one another. They expect to have social at work now. They come in, they expect to have the ability to collaborate, not just send emails back and forth. They want to see faces of their coworkers. And so the whole employee experience perk has been a surprise for us. This year, you're seeing the pictures of our cake contest. UPS in August every year celebrates our anniversary. We were 109 years old last year, and we used Connections to handle the voting for this cake contest. People wanted to bake UPS a cake to celebrate our birthday. And we had regional voting done via the ideation blog and Connections, which rolled up to our global champion. And who knew there were so many UPS people out there who could bake these beautiful cakes.
I have to tell you, I wasn't necessarily equating UPS with cake baking, but this is really a beautiful set of pictures because it's a great way for people to incorporate kind of fun with work on this platform together.
Yeah, definitely. Some other communities we've had is our sustainability ambassador community. We've got over 7,000 UPSers around the world who have raised their hand, who are very interested in improving our impact on the environment and our communities, and so they go there to share ideas. We've had our CIO just recently hosted a hackathon via Connections where he wanted to gather some ideas. We got over about 100. This was at the corporate campus only. It was sort of a test idea to gather some ideas, and we got over 100. And then the 3 top winners were given 24 hours to develop their idea. So it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's great. So grassroots idea generation, you really did the tops down, and then it was just virtually spread across all just general adoption.
Yeah.
So when you think about, last question, when you think about the future, how do you think about your journey moving forward for UPS around collaboration?
Well, we're definitely bringing external non-employees into the platform to collaborate, looking at our retirees. We have a huge alumni class at UPS, as you can imagine. Interns, potential hires, and as well as our vendors and our business partners that we collaborate with on projects. So getting them access, growing the use of mobile. The mobile app is huge for us. The notifications feature has been a real win with our people, as well as looking at what's coming next with Workspace and how that's going to integrate in terms of cognitive on our Connections deployment. We just signed a deal last month with Box, a small deal, but to start exploring the integration opportunities there in terms of file collaboration and file sharing.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you very much for sharing your story, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thank you. And for the rest of the audience, you can learn more. You'll be able to learn more about the UPS story. We have a breakout session actually later this afternoon at 4:30 where Ben and Randy are going to go through the details of what they've done. So the next client is in a very different part of the world. It's in the UK. And also the nature of the business is really interesting, just in terms of the community and social benefits, societal benefits. So the next person I'd love to introduce is Adam Hunt. He's the CIO of Mears Group. So Adam, please join me on stage. Okay, so Adam, share with the audience, tell us about Mears and tell us about yourself.
So yeah, Mears, we were founded in 1988 and we're a UK-based company and we specialise in 2 key services throughout the UK. The first is that we repair people's homes throughout the UK and maintain a wide housing stock. The second aspect to our services is we provide care for people living in the homes as well. So that ranges from going in to get people up out of bed, provide them, a breakfast, give them, a wash, give them medicines and so on. So it's a very personal service that revolves around the home and the person living within it. We've got 20,000 employees in the group based across 300 locations. When I first joined in 2004, there were 1,000 of us, and through growth and acquisition.
2004, there were only 1,000 of you. Now there's 20,000, and you're really serving, that's amazing. You're really serving the broader community of people that actually need help in the homes. Now, when you think about the culture and the change and adoption of collaboration tools, I've got to imagine you have to think about it very differently because your population is pretty mixed in terms of your audiences, volunteers, technical depth, non, or having devices.
Yeah.
What's your view of this?
Exactly that. So out of the 20,000 people, we've got 16,000 of our employees that are out throughout the UK. They hardly ever go into an office. Some of them have a device, some of them don't. They're not traditional IT users. So what we wanted to do was create a voice within the collaboration platform first. So we decided to get our central services on there, get them used to using the Connections product, and then we looked for some other quick wins that people could recognize. So as a business, we used to drive around the UK quite a lot for meetings. So now we're utilizing the video conferencing functionality within Connections to reduce some of our travel time.
Excellent. So when you also think about, the geographic disbursement and the fact that you also have volunteers, like how is the collaboration platform really helping to make sure that, people, the right experts, teams are actually working on the things in order to get, projects and processes and programs out the door?
So the key for me here was that we wanted to go cloud first. We didn't want the responsibility of maintaining any of these systems, but I really wanted the flexibility to almost introduce a bring your own device around the collaboration environment. We've been very draconian over time. You had to have a company device to access a company resource, but with Connections, I just wanted to open it all up. It's the spirit of collaboration.
So all the volunteers have access to Connections as well.
Absolutely.
You're really thinking about internal and external.
And on a personal device, we don't want them coming through a corporate help desk to get access to this product. We just wanted to open it up. And we wanted to create a soft landing for new employees within the group. So we spent a lot of time on the onboarding process. It's been really important to give them a warm welcome into the platform and point them in the right direction to the relevant communities and peoples to follow.
Okay. Now, Adam, you've also one of our collaboration champions and experts. So you're, really an innovator also in this space. So when you think about the future of collaboration for Mears Group, what are some of the top things on your mind about where you want to take that journey?
So after seeing the meeting demo, I think I might be sending a couple of Surface TVs back because that looked really cool. And for me, it's around, what can Watson Workspace do for us? Can it start to shut down some of the other systems that are out in the business and bring it back into something closer to Connections? I think for me, we need to look at how we can use machine learning to sit above, what we've created within our collaboration environment. Every time we receive a repair into our business system, why can't we be looking through, the unstructured data within Connections and recommend content to read before somebody goes to a house?
Yeah, absolutely. And this kind of marrying of the virtual and physical world, and then adding the cognitive capabilities to help the entire employee population and your volunteers is huge. So with that, thank you very much for joining us on the stage.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Adam.